My name's Emma Wells and I'm 21 years old. I wouldn't say it represents my entire life, but I would say that what it represents is what I do. Like I don't post things to make my life look necessarily more glamorous than it is. I don't know, I mean, I would say that the pictures are definitely something that I want to show. So it is, in a sense, an idealised version of my life, but I wouldn't say that I glamorise it any more than is necessarily real.
And do you feel pressure to post regularly on social media?
Yeah, definitely. I think the amount of times that I would post and the amount of times I would be doing something, I would want to keep, not necessarily keep people updated, but I would want people to know that I'm doing something and that I'm having a good time. The gratification that you get from like seeing, ooh, so many people have liked this photo and people like what I'm doing, and then I guess that sort of comes into like making a conversation with people. It's like, oh, I saw you wherever at the weekend, how was that? In actual life rather than just like your online presence. I can't imagine that anybody would compare themselves to my social media. Like when I look at the other profiles that people have out there and the way like girls look on the internet and the sort of lifestyles they lead, I really find it very difficult to imagine that somebody is looking at my social media and thinking, wow, I want to be her. Probably if they didn't know us, they might think, ooh, she's maybe got it together a lot more than she has. Looking at it from somebody looking at my social media profile and thinking like, ooh, I would want that life, I would never think that, but I would maybe think people would have a misconception of who I am as a person from that. Like if somebody's going to post like an accurate description of what their life actually is, you think, yeah, that's open and honest and that's who I am, and you relate to it a lot more. Like ignoring the fact that everybody's lying on their own social media, you think, wow, I am so open and honest and an open book like this person is and how they post, and I think that would probably encourage a lot more people to post like that. I don't know whether I would say I would compare the likes I was getting on a post to something else. I mean, that's not me saying that it wouldn't make us feel good to have a certain amount of likes. Say if I was going to get 100 likes on a photo, I would think, wow, people like that photo, I feel good about that, but I wouldn't necessarily say that because I didn't get that amount, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the end of it all, like I'm not happy with that. Like it wouldn't necessarily have as much of a negative effect as it would a positive. I wouldn't post a photo where I think I look outwardly upset or like really bad in a photo. Nobody's going to do that, but I think that along with the jurisdiction comes just posting the good times and the photos where you look good and you feel good and that sort of thing. I think it comes back to the whole idea of Instagram becoming like its own market and its own capital. Like that is some people's job now, so I guess it comes back to comparing yourself to a celebrity. So like, well, in days gone by that would be exactly what it is. Like people make fame and fortune out of their social media profiles, so it's easy to compare yourself to that in the same way that somebody would have compared themselves to a celebrity years ago and said, I want that lifestyle, that's an idealised glamorous lifestyle. You look at this and you see people that get to go to like amazing restaurants on holidays that are literally paid for because of their social media profile, and you think, why can't I do something like that? But it's just based on looks. I think with social influencers and people who are paid to advertise clothes and that's marketed to you, that's definitely something that you compare yourself to. I mean, I know I would definitely look on those profiles to look and see like what sort of things they're buying and if I specifically wanted something like that, but along with that comes the comparison that you would make to yourself and what they look like and what you look like and the sort of lifestyle they lead and how lavish that is and the sort of things that you do. And yeah, if I didn't post something and I knew that it was a significant event in my life, like especially in terms of wearing an outfit, if I've worn an outfit to go out or to do anything in fact, and that's on my social media and I know all of these people have seen it and commented on it, interacted with that photo, I'm gonna then be like, well, I can't wear this because if I'm gonna post a photo again, you would see it again, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why on earth would anybody care that I'm wearing the same dress twice? Realistically, like nobody could care, but in my mind, and I assume it's the same for everyone else, like it's like, oh, I couldn't do that, I couldn't outfit repeat on my Instagram. So posting about like significant events, it makes you think like what you need to post and the content that you've already put on. So it's, in that sense, it's like affects every aspect of your life. With me, I would definitely pick out an insecurity that I have with a photo and make that part of the caption, and it's sort of like I'm going to play on my insecurities before anybody else can. Like the thought that once you put something out there on the internet, it's out there for everybody to see and everybody can interact with that. They can screenshot it, they can then take that and that's their image forever. So putting something out there, I know that like if I'm self-conscious about something, I'm going to make it aware that I'm self-conscious of it in the caption. So like, I don't know, put something on there in relation to that, which seems ridiculous, but it's sort of like I've done it first so nobody can mock us for it, knowing that that image is out there forever. I suppose the need to do that is in itself creating an idealised version. Like if you feel the need to turn something into banter, it takes it away from it being an actual problem and it makes it like a joke and like something that's funny, and it's like, nah, it's actually all fine, like regardless of what's going on. Like, yeah, like I might have that insecurity, but I've made a joke out of it, so it's fine, it's not an insecurity anymore. I broke my phone last week, and within an hour I had another phone that I'd borrowed off someone because I felt so disconnected from the world, which is absolutely pathetic, but I needed to be back online. I think it's like the fear of missing out, because you know that's how people interact and you just sort of want to know what's going on and like see the different things that people are posting about. I think with like a platform like Instagram, that was intended for people who enjoy photography and want to publish their photography online, and that's the platform that they would use. And that as like a really, really pure intention has become like something so massive and so part of like everyone's lives. Like if you walk down the street and you see someone taking a photo of someone else, you would instantly assume like, oh, that's for their Instagram. Like, you know that they're going to be influencing someone else to buy something because of that product. I spend a lot of time looking on those platforms and interacting with them. So it would be like, what do I do with all this spare time that I have now? Quite literally 9 hours a day. It's a strange phenomenon of like moving away from photos actually capturing your life to look back on, and then more to just take a photo of me so I can put it on Instagram and people can comment with the fire emoji and tell us I'm pretty, basically. It stems from perfectly innocent intentions of like, if I post a photo and people say you look good in this, it's going to make you feel better. So the intentions are there and they're good. It becomes like the norm and what other people do like you do. So like obviously social media's taken off so much more, and people doing that thing, it's like keeping in with the crowd, isn't it? So posting more photos of yourself, it's like, it's the in thing to do to get a photo of yourself sitting with a cocktail in front of a nice background in like a nice bar with your friends and being like having the best time with the best company, regardless of what you're actually doing, you're going to put onto that platform. I refuse to believe every single time somebody's sitting with a cocktail, they're having the best time that anyone's ever had with the best company that anyone's ever had, but you put that on your photo and it's like, wow, isn't that so lovely? They love their friends and they've got such an amazing life. You look at their life and you think, I want that life. Like, I want to be doing that. I want to constantly be with my friends and not have a care in the world. But they're not going to be posting about the actual cares that they do have.